Hey guys, welcome to the video. This video is a slight edit. Now, obviously, I had the opportunity to talk to the amazing Gunner, who is the coach for Team Soniqs, but this was pre the announcement for EWC changing from Smash Rule towards back to Super. I still think it's relevant. I still think it's a great video because you get the insight from a coach who hasn't played Smash Rule, getting ready for the event and what he thinks and feels about it. Obviously, if you like it, hit that like and subscribe button, comment below, and I'll see you guys. We've got a few of these videos coming out from the coaches. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for taking the time just to break down. You've actually just finished scrims with EU. A bit of context as to why you guys are now starting to scrim in EU as well as NA.
If we see a team die in a kill feed in EU scrims, like we're not going to really know where they loot unless like they're looking at a map. And I purposely don't make a map for the EU scrims drops because I want them to just be uncomfortable. EU is a stronger region for sure. So regardless, you will get better practice playing against better teams. Personally, I wouldn't want to go in and just dominate because then you don't learn as much. Like you learn from mistakes. So let the boys go out there, make some mistakes, have some fun, and then we could actually have a conversation the next day about it.
I don't want to go too much in detail about the event, but I do want to ask a question about obviously this is the first year that we've got LANs back to back. You qualify, obviously you guys are a global partner team, but a team will qualify and then they've got LAN, week break, LAN. That's really changes though. You don't get time to go away and educate and do the due diligence that you might be able to do with a longer gap. How did you guys find that coming from a PGS3 to PGS4?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I really didn't. I thought it was pretty cool. Like, it's you play an event and then, you kind of get a little reset. And then we had like some tournaments in between, which was neat. There was obviously a lot of issues and hiccups with all of that, but I think, if they could iron out like everything, you could have like a week of like in between of being like, fun games or show tournaments and, even like PNC type events or like the ones that they ran in China because the people like to watch that stuff.
I want to talk the second half of the year because there is a big change, and obviously with the new rule set, which is the Smash rule set, we've seen it play out in APAC once, which was 70 points, hyper fast, hyper aggressive. We've played it now in EU. There was actually a lot of comments online about having this format playing NA, which unfortunately you guys haven't got a grassroots event that we've seen it like play yet. So we've not seen it actually play with NA teams. But I'm still intrigued about breaking it down slightly. Like obviously the points we know there's going to be 70 potentially at Esports World Cup unless they make a change last minute, which I doubt they can. And then we've seen 100 with the rotation. I personally feel like the 100 is a bit better. I kind of feel like it'll be a 3-day final, not a 2-day final. So first thoughts on the amount of points. Any initial thoughts that came out when you read the rules and was presented?
Yeah, I think I personally I like the 100 points better. I don't want to see any tournament, let alone $2 million tournament, ending in 7 or 8 games or something. Day one, team catches some good zones, gets some good momentum. They're rolling. They're at that point threshold. Day one ends. Then all of a sudden, at the start of day two, they catch nine, and or then it's over in 7, 8 games. I guess. Like, I think 100 point threshold will balance it out a little more. Keep it, I guess. I mean, it's not going to be super, but it'll at least be more aligned with like maybe like the standings of what super could be.
It's interesting. I really want to talk about kill feed at this point because day number 2 felt to me like kill feed. Day number 1 was just a setup. Day 2 was the real change that people, you're going to proactively fight people and try and deny people points because it's one extra game every single time. If you're that team behind, if Sonics is behind, you're going to need to put another game in. So do you change your game style to fit the tournament?
One of my I guess gripes about it was the kill feed because I originally had said like, is there a way to remove the kill feed? Because I believe in Apex, that's like kind of how it. But then, like after watching like the EU games and going back and watching some of like the other Smash Cups and stuff like that, like I was like, maybe from a viewer perspective, like people kind of like this shit. They're like, hey, FaZe is getting knocked, they're like at the threshold, or they need to win the game. And all of a sudden, some middle of the pack team it just comes in, wipes them. They're in a good spot. They win the game now. They're almost at the threshold. Like, does it actually build more hype? Like, again, personally, we haven't played in any of like a Smash um, tournament yet, so I think I'll have like a lot more feedback or
I think my question for you is coming into esports, getting ready for Esports World Cup. Like, what is the mindset? How do you even prepare for Smash Rule if you're not been able to play a tournament yet? It puts you at a slight disadvantage.
I think most good teams will probably have that approach. Just play your game. Play your game, get as many points as you can. Um, yeah, so I personally I don't see most of the good teams making just some massive shift right off the bat
In like
in
game
their play
style, you're
style.
talking about, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think because most good teams can win games and they will win games. Obviously, there's more aggressive teams that'll play for points or kill points and stuff like that, or sweep edges and take more risks to lose people. So I think the smart teams are just going to do, you know, keep four up, put yourself in a winning position. If the zone is as, shit as it possibly can be for you, in the end, hopefully the viewers like it, right? Because that's what it comes down to. I mean, I think most of these players have been playing long enough to like if you can't adapt by now, then obviously like there's an issue. Like I mean, we did the MC format, we did the winner chicken dinner stuff. Like I mean, personally, I hated it. I voiced that I hated it from the start. Um, but I mean, if the viewers really liked it, like I would have just fucking dealt with it.
Any closing thoughts? Obviously, I want to talk to you about obviously Smash, and you guys are smashing it at the moment, like the rule set. So again, I'm super excited to see what you guys can bring to Esports World Cup. I'm always a Sonics fan, and I'm really excited to see what you guys will bring to the lands later on in the year as well. So, any sort of closing statements for the fans? Anyone obviously supporting you guys and Sonics?
Yeah, obviously, big thank you to everyone supporting us, and then obviously you. I know that like you always like cheer for us, and then you're excited to see us in EU scrims and any sort of EU event or so we appreciate it. We notice it. Same goes for all the people and like the chats and stuff like that are cheering for us. I mean, it means a lot to these guys, and they've been playing for a long time. Um, if we're doing shitty, we know we're doing shitty. People can tell us we're doing shitty. We understand. But if we're doing good, like it feels really good when people are just like, yo, like,
There's always a good support. There's always good backing. Like as you say, it's that consistency piece. It's that when you guys are doing good, you're good, and when you if not doing so good, you put your hands up, which I think is another love point that people like about Sonics. It's not this happened, it's that. You guys, we have seen it before. You guys are having a bad time. You're like, okay, guys, this is bad. We're going to work on this, and I think the community take that and obviously keep running. Obviously, that's it from me. Thank you very much. Obviously, more importantly for your time. Obviously, best of luck at Esports World Cup, most importantly. And I'll be cheering for you guys, and obviously, it'll be best of luck on the other side of things.